Alright guys, what's going on? It's Connor's Defense bringing you another video today, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the LPVO and why you might or might not want one. Now this whole video is going to be purely based off of my opinion. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, that's totally fine. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, but let's go ahead, let's talk about it. So, should you buy an LPVO? I would say, in my opinion, that it depends on your personal preference. And obviously that is pretty much everything when it comes to red dot or LPVO. In an instance where I got an LPVO, the reason why I personally went with one was because I was planning on shooting longer distances. If you buy just a red dot, you don't have any magnification unless you buy the magnifier as well. And even then, you typically don't get as much magnification as you would with an LPVO. Some things to consider there. So for my scenario, I've shot this LPVO anywhere from 10 yards all the way out to 400 yards with no issues. It is purely capable of everything in between that. So if you're thinking you don't want one because you can't shoot at close range, you can 100% with no problem.
Impact. 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 Miss. Impact. There you go. Nice.
Think I can nail it without the tripod?
No.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Challenge accepted.
All right. You doing this? I guess so. Impact.
Suck it. Second bullet.
Whatever. Hey,
you do it.
it's an accident if you only do it once.
Oh, what the fuck ever. I still did it. I still did it. You said I couldn't do it.
It's an accident if you only do it once.
So if I do it again,
Yep.
then it's not an accident.
That's right. Ooh, that was close. Would have been a headshot, but it wasn't because you missed.
Because what?
Because you missed. Impact.
Nailed it.
All right, there you go.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Nice, nice. There you go.
You try.
There you go. What? Oh,
now you got to do it. Yeah,
Oh.
you talking smack. Now you got to do it.
Yeah, I'm talking smack because I wasn't going to do it.
Nope, still missed.
I heard a ding.
Did you?
I heard two dings, in fact.
Now this specific LPVO that I have is the Vortex Viper PST Gen 2 1:6. If you are going to be looking at getting an LPVO, I would recommend getting a little bit higher magnification if you plan on shooting it past 400 yards. A 1:6 is perfect for at the most 400 yards, ideally less than that. But you can definitely ring steel at 400 yards. If you plan on shooting farther than that, go with more magnification or look at a proper rifle scope compared to an LPVO. Now, I think that you should get an LPVO if you're going to be shooting 100 yards or more frequently than you're going to be shooting within 100 yards. So if you're going to be shooting, say, 5 yards to 100 yards, I would say you should probably get a red dot. If you're going to be shooting from 100 yards past that, pretty much most of the rifle's life or the majority of your shooting, you should probably get an LPVO. There are definitely downsides to LPVOs over red dots, but there's also some plus sides to it. Plus sides, more magnification. You have a ton of different reticle options, a ton of different manufacturers. Downside is that at close range, you have eye relief to worry about. So when you're looking at getting a budget-friendly LPVO, make sure the eye relief isn't super close to the scope because you don't want your eye right on the scope. It's just not that comfortable, and make sure the eye box is big enough for you. Personally, if you're going to be getting an LPVO, also one of the biggest things that was difficult for me to find was a daylight bright LPVO, meaning that most LPVOs do have that etched reticle that will glow red, but the problem is that if you're going out and shooting on a bright sunny day, that red, you're not going to be able to see it at all. Versus if you get a daylight bright one like the Vortex Viper PST Gen 2, this is daylight bright. Even in the Arizona sun, you can still see the glowing red dot, but it doesn't have that fancy reticle like what some of the other brands do. Now with that said, you can also turn off the red dot, and if you are shooting in a bright scenario, you really don't need that red, though it is nice to have. but the black etch should be just fine. It'll act like a regular rifle scope with the crosshairs. You'll see it with no problem. Now, one of the biggest things that I really like about red dot, especially if you're shooting closer distances, there's no eye relief. It's unlimited. You could literally put your gun down, take 10 steps back, and you could still see your reticle even at that kind of a distance. Might be a little hard to find, but you can do it. The gun doesn't need to be a certain distance away from your face like a gun with a limited eye relief does. Also, if you go to the cheaper end of the LPVOs, SIG and Vortex have great options, but like I said, those options aren't daylight bright and the glass clarity isn't super great. Really, it just depends on your budget and what you would like to do. I know I got this optic from Vortex on Amazon for right around $520 when I caught it on sale, and I loved it. I would highly recommend this optic if it's something that you want. Really, it's just your preference with how much you shoot and at what distance you shoot. And here is a quick look at the rifle that I'm running. Let me know down below in the comments which one you personally run, or if you're looking at getting one, which one you're kind of leaning towards and why. For the price point, you really can't beat a red dot, especially if you're stuck with shooting at only like indoor ranges where you can't really shoot past, say, 50 or 100 yards. Red dots are definitely the way to go, and even then you can still slap a red dot magnifier on it, but if you're shooting at longer distances, the LPVO is just the clear winner. Now, there is the argument that LPVO is just as capable as red dots. There are videos of people shooting a red dot and shooting an LPVO, practicing their drill times. While they're similar, the red dot is typically a little bit faster when it comes to closer distances. Again, this conversation itself is a rabbit hole, and there is a ton of different information and a ton of different opinions. Really, it's just your personal preference. If you're going to be going the LPVO route, definitely go with like a 1-6 if you're planning on shooting within 400 yards. If you plan on stretching it out even farther, go with a 1-8 or go with a 1-10. You're definitely going to be spending a little bit more money for those optics, but I think that in the end, it's definitely going to be worth it. Like I said, the 1-6 is perfect all the way out to 400 yards. I would definitely not recommend shooting it past that, but if you want to, 100%, that's all you. It's just a bit difficult. If you're planning on shooting more than 400 yards, I would definitely say get a optic with a little bit better magnification, like a 1-8, 1-10, or just like a 4-16, or even a 6-24, whatever your preference is. I plan on shooting out to 600, 700, 800 yards, hell, even 1,000 if I can get to it, which I don't think I can with this setup, but I would totally try. I'm personally going to be going with the 4-16, but the optic that I ordered, it's been a month. They still haven't sent it, so we'll see if I end up changing my mind or not. We'll find out. I hope that this video helped you kind of make up your mind a little bit on if an LPVO is right for you or if a red dot is right for you. Really, you can't go wrong with either one. I would say the best overall for a multi-purpose optic is probably going to be the LPVO. Only because you can shoot close range and out to distance without really any extra attachments. You just buy the one piece of glass and that's it. Now, this specific gun is an AR pistol with the Holosun HE510C-GR. That is the green dot HE510C optic. And as far as red dots go, it is a fantastic optic. The reason why this one has a red dot on it is because my wife prefers red dots over anything else. That's why this has a red dot on it. But also, this gun will never really shoot past 100 yards, probably ever. So for that reason alone, red dots are just the clear winner in this category. So if you are building an AR pistol, I highly recommend putting just a regular red dot on it. You're probably not going to be shooting out past 100 yards. Even if you are, you could probably still see the target at least a little bit and make contact with it. At longer distances, they're not really the best option. You can get an LPVO and get higher magnification, but it's an extra thing that you need to buy. I would say ideally for most of your, I'm going to say pistols, like a configuration like this, I would say red dots are probably going to be ideal. Odds are you're not shooting at 400 yards or even 300 yards with a pistol of any sort. And even some rifles, you may not even be shooting that far. So it's just personal preference on you. Again, this whole conversation is a freaking rabbit hole. There's so many different configurations, so many different reasons why you would go one or the other. Just let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on which one you like and which one you are personally going to be going with if you're in the market for one. If you have any other good reasons also, let me know down below in the comments why you would prefer one over the other, because maybe you will be helping somebody else make that decision. Go out, do your research, make sure that the product you're buying is a quality product with a great warranty. I highly recommend Hollison. I highly recommend Vortex. Any brands like them of a higher brand quality name, typically you're going to be getting pretty good quality and a very good warranty. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.